Hello, guys. welcome, welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Teachings. Hope everybody had a solid day. So today was okay. Day didn't really start good, but we had some. I personally did not do too many trades. I did few trades, but I one loser and two winners, and that helped me have a solid day. Anyways, today's video is just going to be very short. I'm going to quick on most of my recaps. I'm not going to take too much time. I have somewhere to go. So let's start. Introduction will be quick, so anybody who's new to my videos, my recaps, my teachings, all these trade ideas, teachings, swing trades, investment trades are from my community or anything I share on Twitter or anything I share on YouTube. We follow repeatable setups, repeatable system that thousands of traders across the world use to trade consistently. We trade with the plan. Every day we have a plan. This was a plan for us this morning on the game plan that I gave to the community, and MSTR, AVGO. These were one of the plays. Tesla had a news that was on our watch list, and bunch of other plays were on the watch list. We'll focus on the few plays and see how they panned out. I also share what I call is so I also share what I call as a day-to-day three strategy or day-to-day three setup, and we keep eyes on them. Today was kind of a bearish day in most of the names, and today was bearish on most of the names, and we will cover some of those names and see how they worked out. Lulu was a nice short on the day two setup. We'll discuss that and see how that went out. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna review 4 or 5 winners and a couple of losers we had in the community. So let's start. All right, let's start with the main play of the day, right? The main play was AVGO. So what was happening with AVGO? Let's look here. So AVGO, as you know, broke out on this weekly chart on a good earnings. So what was our plan on AVGO? Let's go back and see a plan. So AVGO plan was simple: gap fill under 1675 and long over it, right? The resistance was 1700 and 1724. So if 1700 rejects or 1724 rejects, it can pull back. So that was the plan. So how did we trade it? So what was I watching when the market opened on, let me just show you here when the market opened on AVGO. So I waited a little bit. You see this was the support area right here and 75. I did not long here. I could have, and many traders did long on this morning dip, and they got out nicely. I tried to long this breakout, right? And I tried to long this breakout. I did a starter size. You can see I had these my calls here, and it was working good. I was actually profitable on my longs. They were up 20% when we were hitting 1735, but I was trading for my long target, so I did not take any profit. It was working. But when it pulled back under this breakout level, remember I showed you 1720, then I took a loss. I took a 25% loss on my position, right? Don't go by the size, right? It doesn't matter. You have one contract, two contract. It's all about loss. Your R. What is your risk? So loss was 26% on these options. So I lost that. So that's fine. Then I was waiting. I'll go. Maybe I can show better in the screenshots. So let's see. So I was waiting. Because the price was, and this by the way is 3 minute. I just wanted to show you the price action. The clouds are still 10 minute, but the candles are 3 minute. So it was going up and down, and it was not clear. You see this level was kind of holding up, down, up, down, up, down. So I already took a loss, and I got out. I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure about this. Either I'm going to trade a breakout again, or I will trade a short. And I saw the market weakness. I saw the SPY QQQ, morning weakness, which we will cover later. When I saw that, and that's when I told everybody on the voice that I did a starter on my short, because 1700 was my level. And as soon as it broke 1700, I added more puts. You have to be fast. You see this, you can see my puts where I was adding when I was telling people. At the same time I was adding, and because I knew this flush can be big, market was a big, that's why I got my full size right away. And then as it started to flush towards my target, slowly I started to take out my puts. and it ended up to hit my 1650 target that I'm showing you here, and I ended up taking it, and once it came back over the cloud, I exited completely. So what I'm trying to show you here, even though I lost 26%, I did make 200%. You see here, these were 175. They actually hit 200%. These hit 175%, 1650. Whatever I was telling, of course, I trade, right? When I trade, I tell the community. And this was big win. I lost 25%, but I made 200%, not only on one trade, on like two contracts. So that kind of paid much more than what I lost. So the point, and by the way, it's not about, today I'm just showing you the quantity. Some people were questioning me here, why don't you show your size, right? I don't like to, but it's fine. Today I'm just showing you to teach you some things, and it's not about the size. Forget it. It's not about the size. It's not about the dollar. Dollar is irrespective. Even if you had two contracts here, the trade is the same. The percentage win is the same. So focus on that, right? So you have to be fast. And other thing is that if your account doesn't allow, because some people lost on avgo, they could not make it back. If your account does not allow, you should not trade an avgo where the contract is $10. And you see, I stay, and you should not trade too far out of the money. You are risking too much. If I'm taking a $26 36 worth dollar of an option, I know I can trade that as per my account size. You cannot. Small accounts cannot. So you have to trade what makes sense for your account. So that's what you have to do. That's what you have to trade. So if you lost on avgo today, understand this mistake. Do not go to bigger size, right? Do not go bigger size. Only trade the stocks with your size, right? If I'm losing something, that's my defined risk on that trade, right? Because I'm making more, right? This, I made much more. If I was losing R, I made 5 times the R. So that's why I took the trade. That's why, it worked out. If I didn't get the gap fill, I would have, not done anything and moved on with the loss, and tomorrow executed something else. But the point I'm trying to discuss here is, you look at the range, right? The stock range is what, $80, and you cannot, you have to understand the, the stop loss. If I was taking a, short here, my stop loss still have would have been 17.20. It's like a 15-20 bucks stop loss, and then trying to make 50-60 bucks to 1:2 or 3 rewards. Ideally, I would have loved a big, huge gap fill. We did not get it. If we got it, these options would have gone like 1,000%. But we lock what we get, right? 200% we got it. We are out. 25% loss, 200% winner. That's how you trade. This was my thinking. This was my psychology behind the AVGO trade. A lot of traders did really good. I'm proud of them. Some of the traders made 6 7 figures today, 6 figures today, and you covered your loss. That's how you do it, right? Junaid covered his loss back, so very proud of it. So it's, you need to, the stock will do what it needs to do, but you need to change your style or your risk reward or your position sizing. If you had two contracts or one contract, if you're small size, you would have done really good on avgo. And these are the morning trades. You have to be fast as a professional trader. You have to be fast. I'm showing you, I'm talking, I'm tweeting, I'm guiding the community. I'm still able to execute them, and that's what I'm trying to teach you. What was my thinking. And it was not the perfect trade. It was not the best perfect trade, because of it chop, right? There was such a big gap here. If I show you, let's see, if there was such a big gap, and we barely moved, just nothing of that gap. The Fibonacci didn't even meet, like, our Fibonacci targets. It was supposed to go 1600 for to really fade nicely. It never gave us that fade, right? Maybe tomorrow we'll be watching it. Tomorrow will be can be a big lot of Friday trade for us tomorrow. So anyways, guys, avgo, this was today's trade. Hopefully you learned a lot. Let's move to next one. All right, next one we're going to talk about is SMCI. SMCI, the big winner for us today in the community. And let's go just to go to 10-minute chart. I'm going to leave those clouds there. So let's look at SMCI. So what was happening in SMCI today? What was my plan and what was my teaching or my guidance, right? I saw the strength on SMCI. First of all, I saw the strength. And let's go back to our levels. Where are my levels? Where are my levels? Let me see if I can download those levels. Okay, here you go. So SMCI levels was 789, 800. So I was looking for this 800 psychological breakout. And when I saw it breaking out with a huge volume, I told everybody long it. And then it's a flag at 10 a.m. You see, long versus the cloud. And then you just follow through. Another thing to note is the market was tanking, the market was weak, but SMCI was super duper strong. SMCI was still very strong compared to the market. And that's what gave me added confidence that yes, SMCI can push more, right? So that's why I gave everybody target of 820. Then 820 calls went 100%. Next target was 830. And something to note is that I keep showing you that SMCI on daily chart was over 50 EMA, 20 EMA. I teach this again and again and again, importance of daily 50, 20 EMAs, right? Okay, so the new indicator that I'm building shows you though that on your intraday chart, this is your 50 EMA, this is your 20 EMA, or maybe lower one is 20. Yeah, so you see that breakout. This strategy is amazing. I teach you so many times. I'm showing you. So that gave me added confidence that we are going to meet all our targets. And when I did say take it off, like there was my timing. I said I took it off. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I saw some selling here. Yeah, out of all SMCI, I was out all here, right here, and it dipped back. And yes, it reclaimed, ran again, but I did give everybody warning that don't short it. It's reclaiming 512s. So, you need to know you don't short it. If it's not even breaking down, you don't short it. And then it pushed back again to 880. But by that time, I had already made most of my profits. But and then it did break 512 later. Even that it reclaimed. Maybe yeah, you could have short scalped a little bit. But the point of this trade is few things: relative strength, daily 50-50 20 EMA breakout. These are the two setups. Holding 512 EMA cloud, 10 minute 10 flags, 10 a.m. flag, midday flag at 20 EMA, another flag at 50 EMA. So you see how they find the resistances on these EMAs. So that's important to learn, guys. So make sure you learn this concept and you never forget it. Let's go to the next one. All right, next one we're going to discuss is MSTR. MSTR. I personally missed the entry because I was so busy with the other trades. But here's the MSTR plan: 1570 support, resistance 1600, bearish bias versus 1600, and long over 1600. And they did 500 million of convertible offerings. Whenever there is an offering of notes, millions of billions of dollars, it always has a pressure on a stock. So it gives you an A plus short, right? So it was under the 1600. It broke the support and it was a fade all day. Fade all day. A lot of traders in the community was on top of MSTR. Special shout out to Jan was on top of on MSTR, and his guidance since morning he was calling out MSTR short right here. Very proud of my community traders. These lotos really went from 500 600% today. Very good trade. Gave the guidance, gave the plan in the pre-market. Nice guidance on the trading floor as well. Beautiful done. And remember the news. It was a effect of the notes offering. Next time it happens, you have to short it, especially if the chart gives you a set. All right, so next one we're going to look at quickly is Signet Jewelers. So Signet Jewelers was another nice, great trade for us. Let's go back and see what was the plan on Signet Jewelers. Signet Jeweler EPS beat, sales miss, trade versus 100, can short the pops. Already gave the plan. Trade versus 100, short the pops. Again, I was busy in AVGO, but right here you see the rejection versus 100. Easy setup, no double thinking about it. Take a short, put stops over 100, ride it all day, or short the pops into the clouds. I even tried to mention it 20 minutes into that, and I was on the voice. I did mention it on the voice as well. And then it faded wherever you short it, right? It faded all the way to 89 bucks, all day fade. It never really pushed over the clouds, and you just had to hit these clouds. So these clouds I need to close. I'm going to turn the other ones back up, right? So you see that, right? How it's rejecting those clouds and the resistance. So Signet was an easy short, easy from the setup today. Another winner for the community. Look at this daily chart under 50 EMA. If I put Signet here, you will see that it broke 50 EMA again. The 50 EMA broke down and Signet went down, right? I will release this. I know you're waiting for this indicator. Sorry. I'm trying to get it done pretty much soon. I will release it. All right, let's quickly talk about now Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. So let's see what was the plan on Tesla today. What was our plan on Tesla? So Tesla initially it was, let's go back. Let's go back to my initial plan. Alan wins the vote. The support was 185. Resistance was 190, 160. Long versus 185. Gap fill under it. So that was my plan. Right, so you saw that it was bouncing from the EMA cloud, so you long scalp it. That's fine. I told everybody to long Tesla versus that, versus that level, because we wanted to see the breakout. But guess what? It did not break out. It failed the breakout. Breakout failed, and then you have to short it. So breakout long was a loser, but you make money shorting it right here from 185 area to 182s, right? You could make that money back. And your longs, and closer to the clouds you take a trade, better you risk, further you take the trade, more you risk. So anyways, there was a nice trade on Tesla in the community as well. Breakout did not work, but a lot of traders made good money on the short side on Tesla. Let's look at another one. Another one that was in the community was Oracle. So Oracle was a short under the clouds, but it swiped right back up. I told everybody we can short it, but it swiped back up. So you have to take the stops and, just get long. And so it was a short loser, but the long kind of worked. So I told everybody do not short once 140 is reclaimed, right? So that was kind of a losing idea, and on a day two short did not really work. All right, let's look at LULU, 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 LULU. It was a great call out on the trading floor, and on the by win today. LULU was a short all day. You see why LULU was short. You see LULU's here's wins guidance, timestamp guidance. But if I go to my day two sheet, the LULU 307, 310, two levels, and Bank downgrades it. So when something is downgrading it, and I gave that in the pre-market, you need to focus on it. So LULU faded from the resistance and broke the levels I gave all the way to 303. Decent short for you, risking $1, $2, making $4, $5. That's a good trade. So that was LULU. Let's go to next one. I'm just gonna quickly discuss the SPY short in the morning. You see, market was heavy. That was the reason, part of the reason I shorted AVGO and other names, and it was also the part of the reason why SMCI was showing a relative strength. Market is going down and SMCI is going up, so you need to long this even when it's going against the market. That is the concept of relative strength. Anyways, we were short with a SPY. I can show you my levels of SPY. Here you go. The support 541.37, 540.30, resistance 544, 545. As soon as the support gave up, it faded, faded. I actually gave it short much earlier. Tape was on short on SPY as well, guiding on the trading floor about the SPY short. He was in SPX puts. Really paid nicely, right? Even if it tried to bounce, it failed again. So that was SPY today. SPY short in the community. Yeah, that was it for today, guys. Not too many trades for me. I didn't really like the market action. A lot of things, were gapping up and down. A lot of things actually did sell off. There are a lot of sell-offs because was not expected. But I didn't do much today. But anyways, ended up green. Kind of worked out. Coin was a nice short as well with MSTR. I gave those levels in the pre-market. But that's it for today, guys. See you guys tomorrow. Short video today to go somewhere. Hopefully you learned a lot of things today. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye bye.